What's good, YouTube? Welcome back. Today it is Lazy Daze Tubby and I'm back at it again doing some more history reaction for you guys today, and it is some more Kings and Generals content for you, and it is their Mongol invasion series, and we are on the Mongol civil wars and conquest of China, the Battle of Yamen 1279. I'm really looking forward to finding out what they've got in store for me today. I love a bit of Mongol history over here, and I really enjoy the story that Kings and General are telling over here. So if you haven't already, head over to their page. Link's going to be in the description box down below. If you guys are looking forward to my future reactions, then like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. But we are going to jump straight into this one.
The Battle of Ain-Jalut, 1412-60, marked the apogee of the Mongol Empire. The spirit of conquest was still strong within the Mongols, but it would be spent on their civil wars, which happened due to dynastic spats and differences in faith.
Right, okay.
The Mongols continued to dominate Asia for the next century, but their internal conflicts would eventually stop the growth of their realm and then shatter it. The great Khan Mongol died in 1259 while campaigning against the Song. His youngest brother Arik was in the capital Karakorum, while Kublai and Hulagu were campaigning. Instead of returning home, Kublai decided to finish his fight against the Song. Arik declared himself the great Khan with the support of the noble houses, who saw Kublai as too soft because of his Buddhist beliefs. Upon learning this, Kublai declared himself Khan and marched against his brother, starting a civil war. Meanwhile, to the west, the Muslim leader of the Golden Horde, Berke, wasn't going to forgive the sacking of Baghdad. He used the fact that Hulagu was on his way to China to start raiding the territories of the Ilkhanate. The territory of the House of Chagatai separated the two civil wars within the Mongol Empire, but it would be used as a political chip in the conflict. The empire was now divided into 5 parts. The war between Arik and Kublai is known as the Toluid Civil War. We know very little about this conflict, but it started in 1260 and lasted for 4 years. During this war, Kublai made the crucial decision to leave South China and focus on the north, while the Song were retaking some of their lost territories with nearly no resistance. Arik attacked the Western Xia territories but was repelled. Kublai then advanced on Karakorum, which was left abandoned, and razed it to the ground. At the same time, both Arik and Kublai attempted to place their candidates on the throne of the Chagatai Khanate. Arik intercepted Kublai's nominee and assassinated him. Chagatai's grandson, Algu, was made the Khan. However, when Arik's situation deteriorated, Algu declined to help him in the war and even killed his envoys.
Whoa, this civil war's like all kicking off.
Kublai failed to use that to his advantage, as he had to pull back his forces to parts of China which were in open rebellion. This allowed Arik to go to war against Algu, and while he did win this conflict over the Chagatai Khanate, he did so with heavy casualties. As a result, many of his allies deserted him, including his own son, who stole the seal of the Great Khan and delivered it to Kublai.
No way, his own son.
Left with no supporters or supplies, Arik travelled to Shangdu alone and personally surrendered himself to his brother. Kublai became the new Great Khan. Apart from bringing discord to the empire, this civil war pushed Kublai towards an even stronger affiliation with the Chinese troops, bureaucrats, and population. Meanwhile, Hulagu and Berke were fighting along their borders in the Caucasus and Khorasan. Hulagu returned to the area in 1262. In the same year, his son Abaka moved into the Golden Horde's territory via Central Asia, but suffered a defeat. Emboldened, Berke's army, supported by Arik, counterattacked but lost decisively somewhere to the east of the Caspian Sea.
Oh,
Hulagu then decided to use
this is all
the
kicking
taken
off.
by Subutai and moved into the Horde's territory using the pass of Derbend. Initially, this campaign looked promising, and the enemy retreated under the pressure. Hulagu sent a portion of his force, led by his son, to pursue the foe. They came upon a deserted but well-provisioned camp and decided to rest and feast. This, however, was a trap, and they were surprised by the main force of the Golden Horde.
Fools.
After heavy fighting, the Ilkhanate troops began to retreat over the frozen Terek River. But the ice cracked under the weight of men and horses, and many drowned in the freezing water. Hulagu was forced to retreat to the south, and Burqa regained much of his lost territory.
What a mistake.
Neither side had enough strength to continue the war, and when Arik surrendered to Kublai, the Golden Horde also accepted his authority. In 1265, Hulagu passed away, followed by Burqa in 1266. That ended the hostilities, but still, the Mongol Empire was broken, and the legacy of Genghis was represented by 4 different states. With the civil wars over, Kublai Khan worked tirelessly to transform the Mongol Empire into the Yuan dynasty. The capital was moved to a city called Khanbalik, or Dadu, which would later become Beijing. In 1271, Kublai declared himself emperor. He and his descendants slowly became more Chinese than Mongol.
Interesting.
He built over 20,000 public schools, was a patron of the arts, and constantly met with people from all around the world, including Marco Polo.
Yeah, I knew
The emperor
that.
issued incorruptible paper bills backed by silver, which were accepted across the entire Mongol Empire, something unheard of until then. Kublai transformed the vast network of 1,400 postal stations to work as trading outposts as well, opening China to the world like never before. This spread ideas, gunpowder, other inventions, and unfortunately, the Black Death. He created a highly efficient centralized government and transformed the army. Gone were the days of the Horde. His army now consisted of a small core of Mongol warriors and a massive number of Chinese troops.
Okay.
Kublai decided to take on the Song again, but he knew that he had to adopt new strategies. Song China had no hope of stopping the Mongols in open battle, but they had some of the best fortresses of their time. The best of those was the one in Xiangyang, which had supplies for years and had tall double walls. Kublai knew that in order to fulfill his grandfather's vision of conquering China, he had to evolve his army. 5,000 Yuan ships were built, and crews of experienced North Chinese and Korean sailors were recruited, with the purpose of taking the rivers of China and blocking enemy supplies. This new navy came with 70,000 trained marines, and was a testament to how adaptable the Mongols were. The siege of Xiangyang went on for 6 years, as it held the most valuable position in China, and its defenders knew that if the city fell, the whole of China would follow.
6 years.
Multiple attempts were made by the Song to break out from or reinforce the city, but they didn't stand a chance. What finally broke the fortress was a new design of counterweight trebuchet that was able to fire 300-kilogram stones from a distance of 500 meters.
300.
Xiangyang, which had held out for years, fell in days in 1273.
Insane. 6 years. Imagine
Kublai's
sieging for
forces
6
quickly
years,
swept
guys.
through southern China, and although their position was now hopeless, the Song court raised 8-year-old Zhao Bing to the throne. The Song sent emissaries to negotiate a peace, but they were rejected. They ran from city to city seeking salvation, and eventually boarded a huge fleet. Kublai moved his navy to attack the Song vessels, and the decisive battle of this campaign happened at Yamen on March 19, 1279. The remainder of the Song fleet consisted of 1,000 ships, but most of them were transports with a vast number of civilians on board.
Oh, really? Not even
Meanwhile,
battleships?
Kublai's fleet had around 300 warships, manned by 20,000 experienced marines.
It's a slaughter.
And he also had the advantage of holding the nearby lands and supplies.
That's a slaughter.
Some within the Song forces suggested that the navy should first claim the mouth of the bay to secure their line of retreat to the west. Their commander, Zhang Shiji, turned down this suggestion in order to prevent his soldiers from fleeing the battle. He ordered the burning of all palaces, houses and forts on land for the same reason. Next, the entire fleet of 1,000 ships was to be chained together, forming one horizontal line with the Emperor's ship at the center. This was done to prevent desertion and to show that it was the last stand. The battle started with the Yuan forces filling small boats with combustible materials and sending them towards the Song formation.
Okay.
The Song anticipated this move and already painted their ships with mud. They were also equipped with large poles used to prevent the fireships from coming too close.
Okay.
The Yuan then blockaded the bay from either side and forced the Chinese to eat dry food and drink river water for a few days. This still was not enough to break their spirits.
They're just torturing them. I guess they just don't want
their
to
enemy
put their men
the
at
Yuan
risk.
divided their force into 4 units and began attacking from all sides on separate smaller fronts. As the Song ships were chained together, they were sitting ducks, unable to change formation and work together. The Yuan hit them from the north when the tide was low and from the south when it was high, not allowing them a moment to rest. Still, the Chinese fought bravely and inflicted heavy casualties on the Mongols with their arrows. Suddenly,
they're still
these
there.
attacks stopped.
Why do
Festive
they stop?
music and laughter started coming from Kublai's ships. Thinking that the Yuan were now distracted, the Song warriors decided to rest. However, this music was a signal for a general attack. The whole Yuan navy was sent into the center under the cover of arrow fire. All the Song soldiers could do from the flanks was watch as their comrades were being slaughtered by the thousands, including civilians. Seeing that all hope was lost, one of the Song Emperor's close advisors grabbed him and jumped into the water, committing suicide. Xiaobing would be the last Song Emperor. China was once again unified under the Yuan, the first foreign dynasty to do so.
That's
Although
interesting.
The Mongol realm
I didn't
was
know it
now
was the first
shattered,
foreign dynasty.
The story of Genghis's descendants was far from over.
That's very,
When
very,
we create
very
our videos,
interesting.
we often
A lot happened in that episode. I would quite like to know some of the battles in regards to the Mongol civil wars. But I really enjoyed that. Obviously, it was only 14 minutes. We've got more to come indeed. So if you're looking forward to my future reactions, then like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. But I will catch you in the next video.